Opening shot. The forgotten dawn sunrise over a vast savanna. Fog rolls through primeval trees long before history had a name. Before fire, before tools, there walked creatures on this earth who would one day become us. This is the story of a beginning. 7.5 million years ago, the first divergence split screen of tree-dwelling apes and a bipedal form stepping onto grass. Somewhere in ancient Africa, two cousins took different paths. One stayed in the trees. The other stood up. That single step would reshape the fate of the planet. Sahelanthropus, the earliest ancestor. Artistic reconstructions of Sahelanthropus chadensis skulking near muddy water in the heart of what is now Chad. A skull was buried for nearly 7 million years. Small brain, flat face. Scientists call him Sahelanthropus chadensis, maybe the first to walk upright. The world they inhabited herds of ancient mammals, saber-toothed cats. Volcanic landscapes, their world was brutal. Flooded plains, erupting volcanoes, predators in every shadow. But survival favored the curious and the adaptable. A slow transformation time-lapse of changing jawbones, pelvis shapes, tools forming. Generation by generation, change crept in. Bigger brains, nimble fingers, a mind learning to imagine, to remember, to shape the world. The legacy in our bones, human and primate skeletons side by side, we carry their DNA, their victories, their pain. Every breath we take echoes with theirs. Footprints through time. Fossilized hominin footprints in volcanic ash. In Lutoli, Tanzania, the footprints of our ancestors stretch across stone, preserved by chance. A moment of family, a memory left in lava. First tools. First thought a hominin cracking bone with a sharp stone, a stone. Split just right. Became a knife. From meat to marrow. It unlocked survival. With tools came thought. With thought came destiny. The fire keepers. Campfire flickering in a cave. Faces glowing in the light, they feared fire until they mastered it. Fire cooked food, shaped tools, forged community, and it lit the first sparks of culture. The rise of the voice, hominins communicating with gestures and primitive sounds. They grunted. They pointed. But slowly, sound became language, and thought became shared. For the first time, minds could meet. Wandering beyond Africa, map morphing to show human migration paths out of Africa. Around 2 million years ago, they left, not as conquerors, but as survivors, chasing rain, chasing hope, and thus the world met its future rulers. Encounters with other hominins, Homo sapiens face too. Faced with Neanderthals, they weren't alone. Neanderthals, Denisovans, many cousins shared this world. Sometimes they fought, sometimes they loved, and sometimes they vanished. The spark of art, cave paintings of hands, animals, and symbols. Then came art. On the walls of caves, they told stories, in ochre, in charcoal, in spirit. They left us messages, in silence, becoming. Human child's eyes reflecting fire, laughter, hunting, death. They played, they mourned, they sang. Through all the pain and power, they became something more. They became human. We are their echo, modern humans walking in cities, mountains, deserts. 7.5 million years later, we walk in their footsteps. We are their memory. We are their wildest dream. dust storms, volcanic eruptions, shifting ice ages, the earth shifted beneath their feet. Droughts came, fires raged, glaciers advanced. Those who adapted survived. The rest became fossils. Bones beneath the earth's slow pan across buried remains uncovered by archaeologists. Beneath the soil lie stories in silence, teeth worn from roots, femurs cracked from falls. They speak no words, yet tell our beginning. From hands to symbols, close-up of carvings on bone and stone, primitive counting marks before alphabets. Before maps, there were scratches, patterns, rhythms of thought. Here, the idea of memory began to shape the future. Tribes and territory visuals, small bands of early humans moving through forest and savanna alone. They were fragile. Together, they were unstoppable. They learned to share, to fight, to protect their own, and with unity came identity. The first death rituals, early graves with flowers, bones arranged in fetal position one day. They paused, and instead of leaving the dead, they buried them. For the first time, fear turned to reverence. Fire, flesh, and family warm glow around a night campfire. Children curled necks to elders. Around fire, they became more than survival. They became storytellers, teachers, caretakers. Family was born not of blood, but of warmth. The dawn before history's silhouette of early humans gazing at sunrise over an open plain. History had not yet begun, but something greater had. A creature that once crawled through trees now stood tall, looking at the sky and wondering what lies beyond. Rise of the Wanderers footage of Homo sapiens crossing grasslands, deserts, icy terrain from the heart of Africa. They spread like whispers on the wind, across mountains, into rainforests, over frozen seas of ice. Not conquerors, but carriers of fire, thought, and hope. Meeting the others, Homo sapiens encountering Neanderthals in a misty forest, they were not the only ones. Other humans walked the earth, strong, clever, fierce. Sometimes they clashed. Sometimes they made children. The spark of innovation, time-lapse of evolving tools. From sharp stone to carved bone. They carved blades. They shaped needles. They no longer just survived. They sculpted their survival.